And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Factorio. Alright, I'm down here in my oil system, and we're just out of heavy oil. I mean, the lubricant is using it so much. I want to give the new oil, or the coal liquefaction, a try. And to do that, we are going to give this a whirl here. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of space and see just how this works. So obviously we need steam and we need heavy oil input. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tank in here for our heavy oil, and the petroleum gas and the light oil are going to go into the system. And obviously the light oil can get cracked down, and the petroleum gas, well, we've got a lot of petroleum gas, so I'm not too concerned with that. But we're going to put another tank of heavy oil here, because this has like a net gain of heavy oil. So you put 25 in and you get 35 out. So it's just going to take a little bit of heavy oil as an input, and then the output will be fine. We'll be able to maintain on a basic output. So I'm going to go gather some pipes. I forgot to grab pipes before I started this. So we're going to come up here to our pipe wonder here, and I'm going to grab just a bunch of those. I'm going to grab all the undergrounds that we can. Head back down. Ooh, looks like we had another one of these run out. So we're slowly working our way through all that uranium. How much do we have now? Let's look. Oh, look at that. 219. Oh, that's beautiful. How is our... Okay, these are starting to go down, which is good. That tells me that the system has not turned back on again. So we are maintaining. As soon as this hits 12,000, those things will kick back on again. All four of them will kick back on. So that's awesome. I'm liking how it's working so far. All right, so these also need coal. And how are we going to put coal in there? Well, we're going to run this back. Obviously, the heavy oil needs to match up with this. The steam will come back to here. Actually, the steam, how do I want to run this? Let's figure out coal first. I put a splitter over here. Oh, get through there. And yeah, I'm onto the express belts now. So one of the reasons why our lubricant is suffering. So pull all the coal that we can. And we're also going to need coal for the steam system. And I grabbed a boiler. I'm going to see if one boiler is enough. I grabbed it off of the line that we turned off before. So this boiler here is going to need some coal. So we're going to try to put it right in there, because we got water right here we can pull from. I don't need one of those wells. So steam can go in here like that. Put one of those there just so I can walk through. Let's put in some water. Get the water flowing. And we have water now. So the coal can come up right through here. And we can pull coal here and here and here. Okay. I'm probably going to need some more coal miners over here, because this is going to be using a lot more coal than what we're used to. Okay, so those are ready to go. Okay, so now I want heavy oil to be the first gap out. Just like that. And then do we have a pump? Can I make a pump? I can. So I'm going to put a pump on this, and we're going to create a circuit to connect to that tank. Because I want a little bit of heavy oil in that system at first. So we're going to try a temporary bridge here for some heavy oil. So I'm going to grab this, come out here, and get a little bit of heavy oil in there. Make sure there's enough. Okay, that's probably good enough. Because this is going to feed the rest of these. Like that. Hopefully that will all update itself. Okay, so the light oil, I'm going to have these come out too. So we can bridge right into this light oil here and that light oil there. And then the petroleum gas is going to be a little trickier because we are right here with it. Petroleum gas, I need to come out 3 on these so we don't intersect anything else. And here is where we're going to connect petroleum gas up to. Okay, let's power this up first. Power that. And let's run a big line up. If we can hit that pump, that would be great. Okay, well, we have a little bit of heavy oil now, and the system has been updated. And this thing is pushing out, oh, it is pushing out a lot of steam. Okay, so petroleum gas, let's hook that up. Of course, it's relatively full, but we don't get a whole lot of petroleum gas with this process anyway. So there's a lot in there that we can work with. Okay, so the pump, we want, if it is greater than, let's say, 200. And this is heavy oil. Okay, so as soon as this hits 200, then it'll start spitting out heavy oil. And we're going to need a way to push heavy oil right into the lubricant here. It's like that. Why did this start getting oil in it? This should not have done that. What am I missing? I'm hoping that as soon as this hits 200, it's kind of hard to tell, because it spit out at first and it shouldn't have. It really shouldn't have. I'm still researching. So this is full now. That's good. I could connect it up to this heavy oil up here, and that would start filling this one. But we already have a good buffer over here for the heavy oil. And we went right back down again. I wonder why. I think when it pumps so much out that it drops dramatically. It doesn't pump just a little bit out. It pumps like 100 out at a time. So we hit 200 and then suddenly we're at 100. So maybe I'm going to up this to 300. So now we'll wait a little bit before it pumps again. But that'll give me another little source of heavy oil without producing too much more of the petroleum gas. So yeah, that's That's nice. Petroleum gas is being used. No, it's being supplied over here. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, we're not using a whole bunch of petroleum gas right now, which is kind of surprising. So yeah, this is the torn apart, torn down system for power, and now all of our power pretty much is coming out of the steam turbines, which is nice and clean. Pollution wise, we have a lot of pollution, and that's because of the mines and the smelters. It looks like the circuit outpost quieted down again. So now we need to start looking forward. And, our base is getting a little cramped. So I am thinking that we're going to have a secondary base, like a second main base for, mass production of things. So the future plans going forward is having an outpost strictly for smelting iron, another outpost strictly for smelting copper, outposts strictly for mining crude oil, and another outpost for smelting or refining it down, using the new tank wagon for moving liquids around. And because we're going to need an obscene amount of blue circuits and red circuits and green circuits. So our the copper that we have up here is not going to last forever, and neither will the iron. I mean, we're already down quite a ways on our iron. So these outposts are sort of a temporary measure, just sort of planning out. And then we're gonna need just massive production because we're nuclear fueled now. We have a little bit more option when it comes to how we're gonna approach things. So as you can see, I'm researching efficiency module 3, and the main reason for that is I want to get the new power armor going, and in order to do that, we're going to need speed and efficiency module 3s. So I've already researched the speed 3, and now I'm doing efficiency 3. So we can then research the new power armor, because I want to get the new power armor up and running and start making shields. So I've done quite a bit of research in military. So I'm going to build my awesome combat shotgun. And I could also build a flamethrower, but we'd be kind of limited. Yeah, I think I'm going to build a flamethrower as well, and get rid of the pistol that I've got in here. Because eventually I'm going to have rockets, and I'm definitely going to have some atomic bombs. But we're going to need quite a lot of. We're going to need so much uranium for that. The atomic bombs are so expensive when it comes to uranium. So that's why I've had this process going for so long, because I want this whole chest full. That's the goal. I want this chest completely full. I want all the things. And this one has one in it, so forgot the requester chest. I should have put the requester chest right here instead. But I want all the things. I want this thing so full. We could now even put a third and a fourth system on here. If we really, really, really wanted to, we could start ramping up production of uranium stuff. So yeah, the future plans, I've got these circles here. I've redone them. I've blueprinted them. I've even blueprinted a stretch here. I've got this stretch right here with laser turrets on them and power poles. So now I'll be able to really blueprint the whole thing as we expand out. And the only thing that's slowing me down now are all these biter bases that have grown up. because most of these around here weren't here when I started the map. And they've slowly started building closer and closer to me. So I've got to get tough enough where I can go out and fight them off. And, you know, hope for the best, I guess. I've also got a tank researched. So what is the tank? I think that it's not in here. There. Oh, hello. Okay. Continuing our military, combat robotics is definitely something we're going to want. And then military 4 is going to be a really pricey one. There's the atomic bomb. How many uraniums? 30. 30 uraniums for that little thing. All right. And the shield 2 is definitely probably one of the next ones. This one, I've got to do this one. That'll get me close. Combat robotics would really help. Although I'm gonna need combat robotics 3. Those take speed modules. Okay, so planning this out, let's first research combat robotics. That'll allow some reprieve. Now we need to figure out, let's do some creation of wonderful modules. I was trying to think of the word there for a second. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so speed module 1, speed module 2, speed module 3. Efficiency 1, efficiency 2, efficiency 3. All right. So these need red and green, these need red and blue, and these need red and blue. So yeah, blues, we don't have nearly the creation of blues to keep up with this. But these two outside ones need greens, so I'm going to just bring those in on the bottom here. And I might as well build this system out for productivity modules as well. And this one I don't have researched yet. A little bit of copper up here. How much is in this vein? 1.6 million. It's not too bad. Wish we had veins like we have in Fortresscraft. It would be nice to run across a 80 million vein of something. Okay, so red and green, or red and blues are here. That's what we're going to insert right there. So blues are going to have to be there. And then reds. Wait, did I put that in the wrong spot? I did. Reds are going to have to be right there, I think. Oh, one more out. And then this one out like that. It's like so. Okay, and now for greens. Greens are relatively easy because we can pull it right off of that line there and stretch it all the way through. So there's our greens. Reds. Blues. Just drain all of our blues out. Brutal. Okay, so I'm going to use I'm going to shrink this down. There we go. There we go. Okay, so fast inserter. Long-handed. And then I need a long-handed here and here. And I need one here and here. But I don't need blues on this first step, so we don't need blues. But we do need reds, so that's why I've got this one here. All right, so I think that's good, except for the output. Now this will be a slow crafting process, but again, I'm not doing it for speed. So, you know, it'll melt away pretty much everything. And it looks like efficiency modules will actually get preference for our blue circuits. Because our blue circuits are really what's going to limit this whole process. This agonizing process right here is really where the whole thing kind of breaks down. All right, combat robotics is just about done. And that will, I'm going to kick off the research for the next power armor, because that's going to take a little while to go through. Yeah, that's going to take a while, and it's going to use high-tech science packs, which is also going to drain our blue circuits. Pretty much no blue circuits are going to make it, well, very few are going to make it through all the way. So pretty much limiting us right there. I've got this system here. I had to move. I moved this out one so I could split this off and bring blue circuits in on the bus. And if I really need to, I could put a splitter here and bring blue circuits down this way. Although I'm pretty sure we don't need any blue circuits down this way. Boy, this is not using a whole lot of batteries right now, is it? There we go, a little bit going in here. Let's push those in as well, just to take care of them. All right. Of course, this is not a 1-to-1, so these every 15 seconds. These need 4 of those. So that's a minute. It takes a minute to get to here. And that's a 30-second craft. So one of these every minute. Well, this needs 5 of them. So every 5 minutes, we're going to get a level 3 module. It's going to take 5 minutes to get that far. So that's a slow process, and we're going to need more than that, I think, eventually. Because I'd really like, especially the productivity. I want to get some productivity modules down in those uranium enrichers. So I'm most likely going to mildly attempt to get that going. And speaking of which, I need to space this out, because I need to be able to get some belts in here for these red and blue circuits to loop around and come in here to feed my productivity. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.